for 4 quarters in the heavyweight division. The undisputed city championship on the line.
And I think Coach Ogle was the last one to have a perfect season here back in the early 60s, so they're awfully hard to come about. That's a perfect example, because I think Decatur High School over the years, not just since I've been here, but way before me, has been one of the top programs in the state.
We just tried to gain respect for our football program. We've taken each week as they came. We've played real fine opponents. We've had no breathers along the way, and certainly finishing up the season with Decatur, we're not going to be any, we're going to take that on as we come.
31 Sports presents the River City Rumble, coming your way next.
From a sold-out Ogle Stadium in Decatur, Alabama, 31 Sports presents the high school football game of the week between number 2 Decatur and number 5 Austin. Good day, everybody. Gus Hergert on the sidelines here at Ogle Stadium. Capacity crowd, standing room only here this evening to watch the battle of the unbeatens, the River City Rumble. Jeff Spiegel and David Lamb are along tonight. Jeff will be in the booth with me. A lot of milestones tonight at this one.
You bet. A city championship is on the line, an area championship. Of course, the unbeaten seasons, you touched on that. But the players tell us that fans are coming out of the woodwork for this one. I mean, there are some people here that haven't seen an Austin or a Decatur game all year, but they're here and they're cheering for somebody. Both teams are healthy. Both teams are playing at their very best, so it should be a great one.
Steve Rivers also goes for his 100th victory tonight in high school football. Will be a great one from Ogle Stadium. We'll come back, bring in David Lamb, talk field conditions, and bring you the opening kickoff. Our 31 Sports high school football game of the week continues right after this. A capacity crowd, as we told you in the pregame, is here at Ogle Stadium in Decatur. Estimated crowd of 15,000 expected tonight as the seniors of the Red Raiders, as you see down in front of us, are preparing to go out and represent the team for the toss of the coin.
Yeah, Decatur, the home team in this matchup, but really, as you well know, there is no home team right now. I mean, this is a totally neutral field. They play on this field all year long, and I tell you, Gus, this is something special to be a part of right here.
The rest of the Decatur Red Raiders will come out in front of the Strip the Bears sign down out of the north end zone. David Lamb is along tonight for our broadcast, and David will give us an idea how the field conditions are. David, it rained hard last night, but the field looks in pretty good shape.
Yeah, it really does, Gus. Been checking out even in pregame warm-up to see what sort of effect it had on them. They've got a couple of some sand laid on the sidelines. Also, you can see out here about the midfield, but really I don't think it's going to be any trouble at all. I don't think the field's going to be a factor. Checking the wind, the gusts here at Ogle Stadium sometimes picking up even 10, 15 miles per hour, looks like, so that might actually be more of a factor than the field conditions themselves. Here before long, they're going to be, of course, going for the coin toss, and we'll bring you that whenever it becomes available. Until then, let's go on back up to you guys.
Thank you, David. We were down on the field before, tossing the football a little bit. Field seemed in pretty good shape.
Yeah, it really did. I don't think it's going to be any kind of hindrance whatsoever, and that's good news for Decatur and Austin. Both of these teams, most of their offense is the running attack.
See, coming down out of the north end zone down the track are the Austin captains for this football game. We keyed early on about some of their outstanding players and their two high-profile backs. Brandon Voss and Jason Palmer will be captains tonight along with Bo Eubanks. That's for Austin.
Yeah, Brandon Voss having a terrific year. 831 yards rushing, 11 touchdowns this season. And as Coach Carlisle tells us, he is the leader of this offense. I mean, the offense goes as Brandon Voss goes.
And I don't know if our folks in the truck can move to the right from that position, but across the way, there's a grassy area, and there is already 150, 200 people assembling in that grassy area. You're seeing it come into view on the far sideline. That's going to be full before we get through with this one. I'll just bet you. You can see out there the fans are ringing this stadium, and that is standing room only. They pay the same price as the folks in the good seats.
You better believe it. You don't have unbeaten seasons very often. When you have two teams at the end of the year, they play 9 games. It's such a grueling season. To be unbeaten at this point, boy, it is big time, and the folks have really turned out.
All of the seniors from both of these fine high schools, Austin ranked 5th this week, moving up 1 pole position. Decatur ranked number 2. All of the seniors will represent these teams in their final regular season game, but as you and I both know, both are going to the playoffs.
Oh, that's right. Both will be in the first round of the playoffs. The winner of this game will host Lee next Friday. The loser will have to travel to Huntsville, and they'll take on the Johnson Jaguars. And Gus, I'll tell you, those Decatur seniors, that bunch right down there has gone through a lot the past 3 years. This Decatur team is the end of a 3-year project for Coach Steve Rivers. This was a sophomore-dominated team 2 years ago that went 6-4. I mean, really took some lumps. Last year, a junior-dominated team went 10-3, long way in the playoffs, and this is their year this year.
The last time a crowd this large, 1981, when Decatur hosted Hartselle in Steve Rivers' debut. Let's go down to David Lamb and hear the instructions from the officials on the field.
We'll get right in here on the coin toss, fellas.
Captain Bob and Captain Eubanks, I want you men to meet Captain Snowball, Captain Garth, Captain Quinny, and Captain Langford. Shake hands, men.
That's the way it ought to be, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. Boy, they are intense, aren't they? Look at them.
All right, White, your visitors. Who's going to call it? I want you to call heads or tails while it's in the air. I'm going to catch it. If I drop it, we'll do it again. I want you to call it loud enough for these men to hear you, okay? Call it. Yeah. What did he say? What? He said heads. It is a heads, White. Your choice. First, second head. White. White, one to toss. And who the first?
All right, Gus, White, Austin has won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. Decatur will get the football first. They will defend. Austin will defend the north end zone. So there you have it, the tip-off, and here come the Red Raiders of Decatur.
Coming right at you. You better duck, David. Because they're bigger and uglier than you are.
You're going to get some mamas mad now.
No, that's good ugly. Intense ugly.
Oh, man.
And Austin will come out of the south end zone in just a shake. They'll bust through and be ready to bring this one ready. And here come the Black Bears of Austin. You would think we were doing a small college game at UNA.
Oh, it's incredible. It's just an incredible atmosphere. I guess you had a chance to talk with both coaches earlier in the week. What was their mood going into this week?
Both of them were a little tight. Coach Rivers, for good reason, who you're looking at now, he is on the verge of his 100th, and that's a career milestone that every coach wants.
Oh, you bet.
Regardless of whether they have coached 4 billion years or 10. It's also pretty tough to get 100 victories in high school football in this state. Across the far sideline, Dyer Carlisle was tight as well. Matter of fact, he was more tight. We were doing the sports show tonight because I was holding him up a little bit.
He was ready to get back in there and talk to his team. And, you know, Coach Carlisle this week, he's really been trying to take the pressure off of his guys, don't you think? I mean, he's really playing up the underdog role to the hill.
Well, and, he has been very pointed to say that they are just glad to be here. That's a mild understatement. I don't think any reason just to be glad they're here. They deserved it. Shane Siemens will kick off for Austin. And for folks that have not seen this young man kick, we had him on a TV game. He'll boot this out of the end zone. Back to receive Langford and Pointer. Ball fell off the tee, so actually it didn't fall off the tee. He'll tee it up. Remember, we saw that against the Grissom game of the week 2 weeks ago. That'll give them their option on what to do.
And Gus, it is very important for Siemens to keep the ball away from Pointer and Langford down there. Those guys can break it.
It is deep, it is long, and it is good. Yes, sir. No points on the board, but Decatur will go on offense. Setting your offense for the Decatur Red Raiders across the front. Smithson, Emerson, McIntyre, Crater, and Garth will be your down linemen. At receivers, Dexter Stevenson and Mark 20. The quarterback is Jeremy Holmes. The running back and the feature backs, Antonio Langford and Willie Pointer.
Mark 20, a major college prospect, LSU and Mississippi State, both looking at him.
Out of the pro backs, Holmes under center, runs the option down the line, keeps it himself for a gain of 3 to the 23.
This is going to be typical what Decatur's going to try to do all night. They are an 82% run, 18% pass team. Split backs, they'll really try to throw some quick-hitting plays at you. They like to pull their offensive linemen, match them up in a mismatch with cornerbacks, and that's where they really get their big yardage.
Kirk Stevenson in now for a split as Chad Ratliff comes out. Split to the near is Dexter Stevenson. Again, the split backs of Pointer and Langford behind Holmes. Down the line option. Again, the quarterback. Big yardage. It looks like the first down, and it is to the 31 and a half.
Jeremy Holmes keeping the football, and I tell you, Decatur has the advantage here. Across the front line, they've got size and they've got speed, Gus. You can find a lot of high schools that have got big offensive linemen, but these guys can run. Tonight, expect ball control offense from both teams. There will not be many possessions because they're going to control the ball. And look at here. You bet you get excited when your child wears 31 and the 31 showing you game. Spinning his Pointer. He'll fire forward and pick up 5 to the 37-yard line. Now, Decatur, the key for them this year, they've really got to execute on offense. They've got to minimize the turnovers. They've done a good job on that this year. And one thing Decatur has been able to do this year, Gus, is put away teams early. I mean, they'll get a big lead in the first half. That's one thing Austin's really got to watch out for. Split to the near side is Brooks Collins. Wide out to the far is Stevenson. To give the second man through, Pointer spins, point of attack, might get about 2 to the 39, and the Austin Partisan are happy with the defensive effort. Oh, they are pumped up. Look at him standing up back there. Jason Garner, the big man on the hit for the Austin Black Bears. Leaders on this defense, Gus. Sean Reed, a big defensive end for them. He is a 6'4", 240-pound junior, and Jason Palmer is the man that makes this defense go. He's the linebacker for the Black Bears. First third down possession of the evening. Third down, 3 for the Red Raiders. Tied into the near side is Mark 20. Splits to either. Split backs for Jeremy Holmes. Holmes drops the ball on the ground, picks it up, wants the option. He is brought down in the backfield for a major loss. It'll be the first punt. Jason Palmer at the point of attack. They drop the football, and the Austin Black Bear fans, of course, on their feet. They are pumped up. They have stopped Decatur because that was very important for them to come out on this defensive series and try to show who's boss. Joey Evans will be the punter for Decatur, or at least he is scheduled to be. And goes back to his own 22. Evans averaging 36 yards on 30 punts. Back to receive for Austin is Jones. Low line drive wobbler, comes to the near side, takes a Decatur bounce, will spin and fall dead at about the 29, where Austin will go on offense for the first time this evening. No score with 8:52 remaining in the first quarter of play. Gus Hergert, Jeff Spiegel, on hand here at Ogle Stadium for a sellout game between the Decatur Red Raiders and the Austin Black Bears. David Lamb on the sidelines for us tonight. I formation for Decatur. Twin wide receivers and a tight end split for Bo Eubanks. We'll set the offense on the next play. Give to Jason Palmer. He's dropped and sacked for a major loss by Quentin Hill. Decatur is going to put 8 men on the line of scrimmage, Gus, and they are going to dare you to run the football. That's what they're going to do all night. Let's set your offense across the front. Grenier, McCormick, Cornelius, Garner, and Ruff. Here you go on your stop by Quentin Hill. The wide receiver is Shane Siemens. Keith Gallick will be the tight end. Palmer and Voss are your feature backs. In the eye, slot left. In motion is Cordonis. To give once again to Voss. He fires forward to the original line of scrimmage and a gain to the 31-yard line. Zevon Garth and Ben Anderson combining on the tackle for the Decatur defense. This Decatur defense, what a job they have done this year. They have only allowed one team all season to get over 100 yards rushing. And as far as points given up, they've only given up 65 points all season long. Austin looking at third and a long 8 for Bo Eubanks. He's going to pass, sprints to the near side, under pressure. He goes deep, wide open is Cordonis. He drops it at the 25. He had him open. Looks like he lost sight of the football as it was coming down into his hands. We'll take a look at the replay coming up here and just see what happened. Eubanks. Good looking throw.
You betcha. Off he his fingertips.
Just couldn't handle it.
Siemens will come on and punt. Back to receive for Decatur.
That's number 30, Willie Pointer, Gus.
Willie Pointer.
Willie Pointer. He can break
Takes it his own 19, sprints to the near. Turns back, slips. He's down at the 26. So we had talked field position may not mean much.
Right.
But it's already proving that it did on the cutback.
You bet. Slipping down on the field right there, and Decatur setting it back on offense. And the Austin defense pretty pumped up after that first series. But we just saw the incompleted pass by Austin. That's going to be critical for the Austin offense tonight to be able to throw the football against the Red Raiders.
No score, 7 minutes remaining in the first. Decatur's second offensive possession of the night. The second man fumble. And it looks like Austin has it. Pointer dropped the ball at the 25. Austin with a football.
Brandon Voss. Brandon Voss with the recovery. And Decatur, this is something they can't do, and the Austin fans, boy, they are loving it. Decatur can't put the football on the ground. You give this Austin offense field position, and they can really put a hurt on you, Gus.
Boy, talk about a quick turn of events. Clock running in the first. No score, but 6 yards away from the red zone is Bo Eubanks in his offensive eye set. Adam Jones now leads Brandon Voss in the eye to Voss. It's the end around. No, Voss keeps it. He's gonna go. Touchdown, Austin. What a great play fake on the end around to John Cordonis. Watch the play as it develops from Eubanks. The great fake, the great ball hide, and there goes Voss, gone.
Oh, yeah. Everybody went for John Cordonis, and Voss kept it, and he's in the end zone.
Siemens is on for the point after to make it 7-zip. Kick has got a ton. It is good. And Austin on the turnover from Decatur. Immediately, touchdown, 7-0. Austin leads Decatur. Back to Ogle Stadium in a moment. And the ball on the ground, he can kick it in that position in an onside. This is certainly not a time to do that unless you really want to make the game exciting. They tee it up. They move back out. Siemens will boot it again.
Langford and Pointer back there, deep.
Oh, he has a mile of leg. That one's short. That one doesn't count. Went through the end zone, but didn't go through the uprights. 6:20. Yeah. Alan Clemens for the morning papers up here marveling with us. 6:24 remaining in the first, and Austin has stung this Decatur crowd.
They certainly
have. Of course,
have.
you can't call it a Decatur crowd.
Yeah, right.
City of Decatur crowd.
Half and half. And Decatur, of course, turning over the football, and Austin taking advantage. And here comes the Decatur offense again.
Chad Ratliff splits to the near side, splits backs for Jeremy Holmes. Holmes gives it to the back from the right side. That should be Langford. Langford is going to pick up 5 out to the 25-yard line.
He's taken down by Charlie Wall out there on that Austin defensive line. This Austin defensive line really has their hands full. This Decatur offensive line has a lot of great size, and they're going to put the pressure on this Austin defense all night.
That was Pointer on the last carry. So Holmes again. This time it's to Langford. Right side, leans and has the first down to the 32.
Jason Palmer on the stop. Antonio Langford, the leading rusher on this Decatur team, 126 yards, or 126 attempts, 877 yards, 7 yards per carry, Gus, and 7 touchdowns. His biggest night of the year so far, 219 yards against Hartselle. He really put a hurt on them.
See if David Lamb's tuned in. Hey, David, is the excitement as good down there as it is here?
Gus, it's incredible. This Austin folks fired up after that touchdown, but Decatur's coming right back.
Again, wides to either side, tied into the near side. Checking off is Jeremy Holmes. He's got one-on-one coverage to the near. He does not go to it. It goes to Pointer. Pointer fumbled. No, he spins. It's fumbled forward, and alertly up front it looked like Crater fell on the football, the left guard.
I believe it was number 54, McIntyre.
Okay, the center.
The center. Let's take a look at the replay.
That's 2 times tonight Decatur's put it down, carrying it like a loaf of bread. Look at the alert play by the center. Don't only pick it up, advance it.
Great play. And, you know, Gus, both times, both fumbles, by the way, it's a first down for Decatur. Both fumbles have not been caused by hits. They just dropped the football.
This time, near side goes Langford. He'll bounce it up to the 46.5 before Greg Evans can make that stop.
So Decatur, if Steve Rivers is telling them, hey, if you hang on to the football and just keep the drive going, we can get in the end zone. And that's what they're trying to do.
Trailing 7-0, 4:38. Remaining in the first quarter of play, this 31 Sports High School Football Game of the Week. Holmes brings them out again. Pointer to the far, Langford to the near, down the option to Pointer. He cuts to the 50 and across to the 48-yard line. He's going to be about a ball short of the first down, I think. But he may, I'm not sure now. We've got an injured player down.
Jeremy Bound in on the tackle for the Austin Black Bears. Trying to pick out who that is down there.
I need some water.
Let's see who that is. Looks like, is it 88? You've got the programs.
If it's 88, that's Brandon Standridge.
Okay. And look right here on his shoulder. That was 88. So, for an official timeout, we'll pause too. Austin leads Decatur 7-0. Back to Ogle Stadium for our 31 Sports High School Football Game of the Week in a moment.
Brandon Standridge walking off the field under his own power. Apparently just got his bell rung or something like that.
In the process, Decatur has picked up the first down just by the nose of a football. And this time at Austin's 48-yard line. First time the Red Raiders have crossed the 50 so far this evening.
And this offensive line has been doing a great job all year. Antonio Langford and Willie Pointer, they have over 1,500 yards between them. I mean, you got backs getting that kind of yardage. The offensive line is doing something right.
Holmes has not gone to the air tonight. Is this his opportunity? First down inside. No. He gives right side. There goes Pointer. Pointer is going to fire up, pick up about 4 yards to the 44-yard line before Jason Palmer makes the stop.
And Decatur's not going to throw the football all that much tonight, Gus. 26 for 56 is Jeremy Holmes on the year so far for only 457 yards. They like running the football, and that's what they're going to try to get done.
Again, we've not seen a pass tonight out of Holmes, but it's not often he'll throw the ball. Langford right side gets up to where the sand has been laid right there at the kickoff area on the 40. And it'll be about 2 yards shy.
Jason Palmer tripping him up before Langford makes good yardage right there. And the Austin defense, now Decatur's starting to move the football on them. Got to tighten up here.
And timeout is going to be taken by the Red Raiders of Decatur. Want to go down to David Lamb and find out, hey, David, if you can tell me, how is the footing changing, or how is it progressing so far in this football game?
So far, Gus, out here on the field, you can tell they're tearing it up a little bit. Decatur having a little problem, they said, handling the football. The ball's a little slick, they say, and the field conditions are getting worse. As far as the injury, it's just he just had the wind knocked out of him. He'll be back in there, and he's going to be all right.
Well, were you down getting a soda? You're coming in from the far side down there.
He's down there conversing with the fans.
Are you trying to get a good seat in the game?
Oh, look at that. Boy, it is packed.
Isn't that something? You can't get a good seat. Gates open tonight at 5:45, and by the time we did the 6 o'clock sports at 6:15, you couldn't get a seat.
That's incredible. That is really incredible. Great night for high school football.
They don't get much better. We should have brought our book of cliches. All right, third down, a long 2 for Decatur at Austin's 40.5-yard line. Holmes gives it to Langford, right side, got the first down, and more to the 35-yard line.
And that looks like number 49, Greg Evans, on the stop for Austin. And Decatur getting those offensive linemen out there running and making those blocks and picking up big yardage now. They're picking up some big chunks of yardage. We talked about Langford, 7 yards per carry. Look at this. Willie Pointer, 8.7 yards per carry. Greg King, 8.1 yards per carry. A lot of yardage.
Look to the right side, goes Stevenson. To the near side is Brooks Collins. One more time to the near side is Pointer. Pointer fires up, going to pick up a big 7 yards, maybe close to 8. down inside the Austin 27-yard line.
Trent Burney on the play there for the Austin Black Bears.
Yeah, let's call it second and long 2, or you can call it 3. What a wonderful crowd here at Ogle Stadium in Decatur. The temperature is falling through this game. Wind blowing out of the north about 10 or 15 miles an hour, so it's a little nippy.
Great football weather.
Oh, doesn't get any better, does it?
Hey, Mike!
Holmes again sets up.
Hey, Mike! Hey!
Gives it to Pointer off the right for the first down to the 28-yard line. Before Brandon Voss, the do-it-all guy for Austin, gets it done.
That's right. Brandon Voss recovering the fumble and then taking it in for the touchdown, so he's been the star of the show tonight so far. There's the Decatur Red Raiders selling balloons on the sidelines.
Do you think so?
We need to get a couple of those black balloons for Al Whitaker. Doesn't he turn 40 tomorrow?
Oh, how terrible. Pointer inside, breaks one, breaks two, flag on the play. Usually in that position, it's either a hold or a clip, and it happened at the 20. It'll be a hold, I'll bet you. Let's find out. Yeah.
It's a holding call.
11 plays so far in this drive, which began back at Decatur's 20-yard line. There's Al, the old man.
Happy birthday, Al. He's going to kill me.
Al, we didn't say very old yet.
Yeah. Oh, they're backing him up. Backing him up.
Back him up on the hold. It'll be first down and 20 at Austin's 33. Buck 30, 90 seconds left in the first. Whew, I hope they'll throw some passes.
It has just flown by so far.
We'll be doing a one-hour highlight show. We'll be showing you lots of the bands.
Oh, yeah. A couple of great bands, too.
Slot right for Decatur. First time they've gone to the slot tonight. Give is to Langford, right side. Still on his feet, sprints outside to the 25-20. He's rumbling, bumbling, and he's down to the 4-yard line before Brandon Voss makes the stop.
Brandon Voss catching him from behind, and I tell you, these backs are small, but they are oh so fast. And Langford breaking it for big yardage right there. 7 touchdowns on the year so far for Antonio Langford. We'll take a look at a replay here.
Breaks 1, breaks 2, breaks 3. That's pretty good. A gain of 28 out of the slot right. 6:24 on the clock is the time of possession. So Decatur, as we had figured they would, just grinding it out. Give to the near side. Pointer. He tries to stretch it outside. He's got it. Touchdown, Decatur. And now the near side stands are enjoying it while the far side stands have become sullen.
You're going to take a look at Willie Pointer's 13th touchdown of the year. Great play. Sealed off the blocking and went right on the left side.
Joey Evans down, spot kick up, and it is good. We're tied at 7 with 53 ticks left on the clock. Back to Ogle Stadium in 1 moment. We welcome you back to the high school football game of the week, the battle of the unbeatens of the River City Rumble. Gus Hergert, Jeff Spiegel, David Lamb on the sideline. David, has the mood improved down on the Decatur sideline?
Without question, Gus. As far as Austin, they knew that they could not let Decatur get out. They've got to bring them down. Some missed tackles right there costing them. Decatur knew that they could score, and they just showed it.
12-play, 80-yard drive in 5.5 minutes. And look at the folks.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't you love to have concessions tonight?
You bet.
Decatur band's going to be able to buy a bus.
This Decatur offense so potent, Gus. 302 yards per game so far this year, 26.2 points per game.
Evans with a line drive kickoff. Near side for Austin with a football.
Conji
Mason, who plays defensive back. And in fact, he also plays wide receiver. So out to the 22. And Austin, who one play and out on the touchdown last time. And a coach loves that.
Oh, yeah. You
But
bet.
they like Decatur, Steve Rivers wants to have the controlled drives. High formation again for Bo Eubanks. He's going to throw, sets up, looks deep down the near sideline. He's looking for Siemens.
Oh, man.
Oh, my.
That's 2 passes, Gus, and really 2 drops.
And the way they were sprinting, those are 2 touchdowns that might have been dropped. You never know, but
You betcha.
look at the crowd.
Incredible. This Austin offense a little more balanced than the Decatur offense. Austin, they can throw the football now, Gus. They got 5 receivers with 10 or more catches on the year. It's just a matter of execution, and they're going to have to execute in the passing game, I feel, to win tonight.
Boss is lined up in the slot. Lone setback is Palmer. To the near side in motion, Cordonis. Back to throw is Eubanks. Sprints out, throws out to Cordonis. He almost picks up the first down, gets buffeted hard for a gain of 8.
He is not going to go down easily. And Asriel Stovall, one of the guys over there, they're do-everything linebacker for the Decatur Red Raiders. They get good pursuit, Gus. They really do. Stovall is one of the quicker players on this team. He really runs to the football. These guys can run to the football, and they can hit you hard.
And the officials are going to take a little bit of a timeout. We may have a player whose headgear has come unsnapped. I'm not surprised at the crowd, but I'm impressed by it.
You know whose headgear came off? Cordonis.
Let's go down to DL.
Gus, Steve Rivers just incensed after he saw the play that Austin was calling. They're doing some offensive things to throw Decatur off on the defensive side of the ball. So watch for that to see if Decatur can make the adjustments and get back on defense and save the long play.
Interesting. High formation, hitting it up, but short on 3rd down. Stacked up by the defensive front of Decatur, and Decatur has held as
Zevon Garth. Zevon Garth coming in there and making a big hit.
Boy, on 4th down, deep in your own zone, I guess you call timeout and debate it, don't you? No, you don't call timeout. You end the quarter. Tied at 7. The end of the first quarter. We'll be back to Ogle Stadium and our high school football game of the week after this. Welcome you back to Ogle Stadium, where it's tied at 7 between number 2 Decatur, number 5 Austin. And as you see the officials sprint the ball down on the change of ends for the quarter, we'll find Austin 4th and a ball short. And we'll, you know, they're going to punt, but you never know, though.
But, right, you never know. And Shane Siemens is going to be punting the ball for Austin. And look at the fans. They're really getting into it. This is a really fun Friday night, and everybody having a good time. And total offense so far, Decatur with 95 total yards, and Austin with 28 total yards.
But the touchdown sprint was the majority of that offense.
Right, and no passing yardage. Austin has tried a couple of passes, haven't been able to execute them. Decatur hasn't thrown the ball at all.
Siemens back to punt. Decatur is not sure. Although Pointer finally goes back deep. Brisk breeze blowing into the face of Shane Siemens.
Now keep an eye on Pointer. He returned one for 64 yards against Lee earlier this year. They're coming up.
Matter of fact,
yeah, here they
you
go
with the fake under center. Austin's going for it, dives forward. On second effort, I think they've got it. Yes, sir, I think they did on the lean forward, but it wasn't there on the original play because Decatur had held tight. Matter of fact, was the running back, let me check who that may have been. I think it might have been Michael Davis. Not sure. You think it was Jason Palmer? All right, well, let's see who's under center. It was nice call. It was Jason Palmer under center. And they got it.
Palmer, a big guy, 5'11", 190. He got the first down. Big play for Austin.
So Austin, I'm glad I qualified that a moment ago. Voss right side does go to a little bit of trickery and pick up the first down pretty deep in their own end.
That's right. That was a pretty gutsy call, but Austin converting. Zevon Garth making the tackle right there. Pretty good block there by Jason Palmer. He's, the big blocker. He shows the way for Brandon Voss back there in the backfield.
I brought you a goober.
Well, thank you.
Only fitting. No. Clemens wanted to give you a dip. 2nd down and 8. Austin at their own 36-yard line. Eubanks to throw on the spread out, wide open across the middle. Making the reception is Heath Galick. And that's a 1st down, good to the 45.
Faking the quick pitch to Voss, using Voss as deception, and then rolling to his left and converting on the pass. Let's take a look again. Rolling out to the left there, throwing from his right side, and the completion to Galick.
Good catch, because he got stiffed right as he caught the football by Greg King.
Had to throw across his body, too. That was a good throw by Bo Eubanks.
Tied at 7, exactly the kind of football game we thought would happen. Lone setback is Jones with the football. Sprints forward. He's still on his feet. What a nice run by Adam Jones to the Decatur 42, a pickup of 13.
The extra effort. Boy, you think these guys are pumped up. Man, I tell you, they are really are. The adrenaline is flowing. And let's take a look at the replay coming up right here.
One back set. 1, 2, 3. Nice, nice, nice.
That is good, strong.
Relieves Carlos Brown wide out for Austin.
And Siemens is a deep threat. He's caught 11 passes so far this year.
Cordonis as well. Twins to the right, I formation. In motion, sprinting to the right side. Goes Voss to throw. Is Eubanks. Throws it, tried to throw the little outlook to Voss. Just threw it at his feet, but he was going to get hammered. Maybe better that one was incomplete.
Yeah, they were really putting some heat on Bo Eubanks there, and Eubanks just dumping it off to his safety valve, Brandon Voss, but couldn't quite get it to Brandon.
We watched Shane Siemens booting 60-yard field goals in practice.
Oh, yeah.
Now, he won't try that here into the wind, I doubt.
He's got a strong
But understand, he's got a cannon.
He does.
Got a couple of the Bama coaches up here tonight taking a look. Who wouldn't want that young man? Of course, I understand he's kicking off the 1-inch block, but it's still a cannon. 2nd man through, right side goes Voss. He's wrapped up maybe 2 yards to the 41.
As was Stovall with the big hit right there for the Decatur Red Raiders.
Temperature continues to fall a little bit, but still just an ideal night for football compared to the forecast.
Now bringing up 3rd down and 8 yards to go, Gus, and Austin's going to have to convert in their passing game, and you'll see it coming up here. Now Bo Eubanks calling for a timeout.
7-7 our score at Ogle Stadium. This football game, as you and I have talked about, means several things. Steve Rivers going for his 100th. City championship, area championship, unbeaten mark. It's been forever since these teams were unbeaten.
Yeah, it really has. And in 1963, when Shorty Ogle was the coach here, the man who this stadium is named for, did it for Decatur. And back in 83, Austin finished undefeated, the regular season undefeated. So it has been a while.
At least 10 years ago, I joked Steve Rivers, and I did it purely in the way it was meant. But I said, you know, I guess if you go unbeaten and you win the state title or something, it'll be Rivers Ogle Stadium. He said, no. He was a good guy.
He started out his assistant coaching career here. And now I think David Lamb has something to report from the sidelines. Let's go down to David.
All right, thanks a lot, Jeff. Just over on the Austin sideline, the coaches over there, they're really convinced that the way to beat this Decatur team is to do a great deal of substituting. That's what they're doing. Look for more of that from Austin. Decatur, they're pumped up, though. They feel like they've got the ball game right where they want it. We'll see what they can do with it.
Yeah, I'd get off the field, too. You're the little skinny guy. You're going to get hurt. 3rd and 8. Austin slot right. In motion is Voss. Comes up now in the double wing set, single setback. That's a pass. Back to throw Eubanks. Good coverage in the secondary. Eubanks sprints. Throws upfield over the head and intended for Carlos Brown. That was a pretty gutsy throw across the middle with all those red shirts, wasn't it?
Yeah, Bo had good protection, but as you mentioned, the coverage was excellent by the Decatur defense.
Oh, here we go again. Now this is, well, one more time now. Palmer under center on a punt formation on 4th down. Now Siemens drops back. Pointer is the man back to receive. Siemens, a knuckleballer way up in the stands. But I'm going to tell you, it's not going to be more than a 15, 16-yard kick.
He shanked it. He shanked it badly.
It's 15, it's 14, it's 13, it's 12. It is about 10 yards to the 30, so not a good effort by Shane Siemens.
And Dyer Carlisle not very happy there on the sidelines for the Austin Black Bears. A big mistake on the part of the Austin kicking game, and now Decatur starting out on their own 29-yard line.
Jeremy Holmes brings his offensive unit back out, receivers to the side, tight end to the near. Near side comes Langford. He sprints it out to the 30, 35, 40. Baby, he's gone, Baba! Touchdown! 71 yards! Do you like the big play?
Oh, man. I tell you, they can strike from anywhere. Antonio Langford, and in the replay, which we'll see in a minute here, Willie Pointer makes a great block.
Yes, he
great
does.
blocking at the point of attack, but Pointer screened off a defender and broke it loose for Langford.
All right, we're going to lose it a little, I think, from the folks on the sideline, but let's take a look and see what we see here. Well, that's not that bad. You can see what you get to see down there. Long touchdown. The point after was up and good, as we were showing you the replay. 14-7 with 8:57 showing in the second. We'll be back to Ogle Stadium right after this Sports Medical Minute. Joey Evans on to kick off. Decatur leads 14-7. 8:57 in the second. Low line drive, knuckler. Set up on the big return for Austin. Bouncing out of bounds was Kanji Mason. That's a couple of times he's returned to kickoffs from the upback.
You know, Gus, I think we just saw an example of a problem that Austin is running into tonight. And I talked to a few coaches who have played both of these teams, and he says the thing about Decatur is, hey, you can be all lined up and ready to stop them, but they just have so much speed.
Quickness.
Right, and athlete for athlete, they're probably going to be quicker at you at several positions, and that looks like the case tonight.
Brown and Cordonis split to the near, across to Brown. Brown to the 45. Brown sprints right. Brown to the 49. A flag on the play. That's either going to be an illegal pick or an interference or a hold or a clip. We can name 15 of them.
Little pop pass by Eubanks to Brown. Good play, but something apparently went awry back there. And Decatur fans cheering and backing them up.
Well, our official spotter in the booth thinks it might have been offsides. But they're going to bring the whole officiating crew in to talk about it. There's the quick pass. And where the flag was thrown, that is the line of scrimmage. No, it's interference. Which, remember, originally I said I thought it might have been a pick. But you don't call that in high school ball very often.
So Austin is set back, backing him up. 5. Go back 15 yards.
My goodness. That's pretty big one. David, what you got?
Oh, Gus on the sidelines. Steve Rivers pulling Langford off after that long touchdown run. Wanting him to get a blow. Looks like, of course, he also plays cornerback. Almost got burned on that one there, so don't look for Langford to take too many blows on the sidelines here. They need him on defense.
That's a good point. They sure do. Boy, I tell you, you got great running backs, and 9 times out of 10, they're going to play in the defensive backfield because they got the speed to stay with the wide receivers.
So Austin, second down in a cab ride, near side end around, does not materialize for Heath Gallick. In fact, he lost a couple, didn't he?
Yeah, he sure did. The Decatur defensive line sniffing out that play.
Back to the 12. Austin must come all the way up to their own 42 for the first down.
This is where you back down deep right here. You can't make any mistakes. Austin's got to be very, very careful with the football.
So still, third down and a big cab ride. Palmer is the lone setback, double split wings. In motion is Cordonis. On the end around to Voss, right side, Voss up the middle. He can go. He's got some speed, but he's only going to pick up about 5 to the 18.
The linebacker, Greg King, with the open field tackle right there on Brandon Voss. So good tackle there by Decatur, and now, boy, it's a long ways, and here comes the punting team.
Well, the last time Siemens punted the football, it was a disaster of 12.
They tried to pin him deep down there earlier,
right,
and shanked it.
Again, into a 15-mile-per-hour wind. No pressure. Good kick.
Nice hang time.
Pointer has to call for a fair catch at his own 45-yard line. A wonderful kick by Siemens. 6:45 on the clock, 14-7. Decatur back to Ogle Stadium in a moment. Hope you're enjoying our high school football game of the week. Gus Hergert, Jeff Spiegel, David Lamb roaming those sidelines tonight at a sold-out Ogle Stadium, standing room of probably 1,000 folks. Pitch to the near side, comes Pointer. Puts his headgear down across the 50 to the 47-yard line. Now, that's the market at 46, which is only about a buck short of a first down.
Pointer hit down by Kaji Mason there on the sidelines. And this Decatur offense, boy, once those offensive linemen get going, once that running game really gets into flow, it's really hard to stop them, Gus. That's 8 yards on first down. Stoppage of play and officials timeout. And apparently an equipment problem for Austin.
That one on
Jason Palmer.
Holmes again with splits, set to the right side. Give one more time. Near side is Langford to the 40 and a first down, a gain of 7. Flag coming in late. When a flag comes in late, it's only two things: face guard or personal foul.
And as intense as this rivalry is, you usually expect the latter.
David Lamb, were you able to see why that flag may have been thrown?
Yeah, Gus, it looks like it's going to be a personal foul. Late hit on the Austin defense there. The folks on the Decatur sidelines, of course, think it's a great call.
Good call by you.
Boy, you really got to maintain your composure in games like this, Gus. You know, the big games, especially the big rivalries, because, you know, things start going against you and you can really lose your temper.
Listen, down by 7 at half's nothing. Down by 14's tough.
Oh, yeah.
Holmes now with the slot to the right side. The slot is Greg King. And that's King with a football on the slot. Touchdown! They've lined that up 3 times tonight, and you were wondering when they were going to the slot back.
You know, you got guys like Langford and Pointer. Then you throw in this Greg King, and he is so incredibly fast, just like the other two guys. I mean, he hit that hole quick.
Evans on for the PAT. Spot kick down, up. It's good. 21-7. Hey, David Lamb, I bet you wish you were that quick, don't you, buddy?
He didn't hear you.
Oh, David's not listening. David, you listening to me now?
Yeah, I got you now, Gus. Sorry, they're going crazy over here. Can hardly hear you, but that's nothing but execution. Decatur using their speeds to pop those ends, and then whenever it opens up on the inside, the nice trap, that's beautiful play calling right there.
What I said to you is you wished you were that quick.
Are you saying I'm not, Gus?
Yes, I am.
So
You're
am
right.
I.
You're exactly right.
So am I. I saw you catching the football down there. 3 plays, 55 yards, 56 seconds, time of possession, 21-7. And a couple of big penalties have really played into this, Gus. Remember the 15-yard offensive pass interference penalty on Austin, and then a 15-yard personal foul penalty against Austin. Those are mistakes you can't make in a football game of this magnitude.
Evans to kick off after converting. 21-7. Evans, low wobbler into the end zone. They'll let her go out, and Austin will take over on their own 20-yard line.
Brandon Voss not going to try to touch that one. Here's Austin now. They're going to start out on their own 20, down by 14 now, and they can't make any mistakes here on offense. They know how quick Decatur can strike, and they've got to be able to stay in this game for the first half. If they're still in the football game at halftime, I think they got a shot at winning, but they've really got to stay close to Decatur here.
I'm wondering how close this is to a stadium record.
Going to be close.
Eubanks back to throw on first down, trying to set up the screen. Swings the screen out to Brandon Boss. Boss is pulled down on a brilliant open field tackle.
Number 36 there on the play, and that is Brian Goodman. That is a great tackle.
Especially on the screen. You teach your linebackers, you teach your corners to stay home on the screen, and it's hard for pro players to stay home when you set a good screen.
Brian Goodman, another one of those seniors, as we mentioned, on this senior-dominated team. You know, these guys have been taught how to win by Steve Rivers. And as we mentioned, 2 years ago, a sophomore-dominated team, now a senior-dominated team, and these guys are experienced at winning.
Adam Jones, lone setback, slot right, Brandon Boss. To the slot, near side comes Boss. Another big tackle in the backfield for a loss by Greg King.
Great open field tackle there by Greg King. Just scored the touchdown. Boy, he's pumped up, making a good defensive play.
Boyle, Big Mo sitting in the Decatur sidelines.
You betcha. Now it's 3rd and 14. And see, now Austin's got to throw the football. And that's when Decatur can really pin their ears back and go for it.
Got the good hands, folks, in. Cordonis, Siemens, split to the right. A slot with a single set back to throw is Eubanks. Sprints right, looks right, throws up the almost intercepted underneath by Brian Goodman.
Brian Goodman had sniffed that play out and almost got the pick. And now here is Austin deep in their own territory. And again, Gus, punting against the wind.
I'm going to tell you what, leading 21-7, I send them all on a wholesale go.
That's probably a very good call.
Sure hope you're enjoying the game tonight. You got a nice open air.
Yeah, we do.
Enjoying it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, high step into the end zone. Siemens is going to try and kick it out. What a left foot boot by Siemens. Flag in the end zone. It'll be roughing the kicker. We're coming 15 yards. First down and 10 for Austin.
Boy, that was a big, big play. Siemens.
No, wait a minute. No. They can't call that. You can't call that if the ball has hit the ground. That cannot be called if the ball hits the ground, I don't think. That's what he's going to call, Steve Rivers. Once the ball hits the ground, you cannot throw that flag.
He's upset. He wants Greg King to go out.
Flag.
He wants Greg King to go out there and do the talking for him.
But you see what I'm saying? You can't throw that flag. Because then he does not become a kicker any longer.
Let's see what happens. They may have picked up the flag.
Let's see what he's going to do. I don't think that's a right call. That's not a right call. Timeout Decatur. David Lamb, can you sort it out, buddy?
Steve Rivers believes, like you were saying, Gus, if the ball is touched by the defense or it hits the ground, then it's not roughing the passer. That's what he believes. The call is going the other way. It's going to be first down to Austin.
See, I just don't...
Rivers can't believe it. He can't believe it.
If the ball... Well, Matt, do a good job and not Mike that conversation. I don't want to put Steve behind the 8 ball.
You know, his kicking team
but I question that. I don't have a rule book, and I always say we ought to take a rule book with us, okay? But I think that's a wrong call. Okay? Now, I don't think that is going to matter in this game. That's not meant toward Austin.
Right.
Okay? But I just don't believe that's going to be an outcome of the game.
Nonetheless, it's a big break for the Austin Black Bears. And it's a good thing it was 4th and 14 and not 4th and 16. Then it wouldn't be a first down.
Automatic on roughing. Automatic. So Eubanks, track to throw, throws the quick out, zips it back down underneath in the coverage to Gaelic. I think he's got a first down out near the 40.
Now Austin trying to put some passes together. That's the way they're going to have to approach it to win this football game. Bo Eubanks, the leader for this Austin offense. You know, the big thing about this rivalry, these guys hang out together in the summer. Bo Eubanks, Jason Palmer, Brandon Boss, the Austin players played summer baseball with Mark 20 and Decatur teammate Ty Kennerly. These guys are friends in the offseason. And, but boy, tonight, not many friends out there if they're on the opposite side of the field.
Cordonis and Brown split to the near. Single setback to give us to Adam Jones. And Jones comes forward to the 43-yard line.
Quentin Hill hanging on to the runner. So now the Decatur defense has to step up here, and Austin got a big break, and they got to take advantage of this.
Hey, David Lamb, I'm going to want you, after you interview the coach on the break, to ask the official what the rule is. Not, not to malign him, but just to ask so we can clarify for all the people that are going to want to know what the rule is.
Okay, Gus, I'll do it.
Thank
you.
you. 3:09 left in the half. 21-7 Decatur. Back to throw goes Frank. He's going to throw across his sprint. That's tough to do. And, nearly caught by Brandon Voss, and it would have been a first down. That's the hardest throw for a quarterback to make.
And we've seen him do it a couple of occasions tonight, and he's done a pretty good job with it.
Here it is right here. Look how tough the throw is. Oh, my. Was it tipped a little bit here?
I think it was.
Could have been.
3rd down, 8 yards to go now. Big play for the Austin Black Bears. They would really like to get on the board here, cut it to a 7-point game, going into the locker room. That would give them a lot of momentum.
Single setback is Palmer to throw Eubanks across the middle, deep, long, and no! Almost intercepted, but it was dropped by Antonio Langford.
Antonio Langford.
How do you explain him dropping that one?
I have no idea.
This is a great hands guy.
Not a wet football.
You think he was looking 65 yards up that field?
He might have been.
Saying, now if I catch this, I'm going to get up the field. Siemens will punt at his 30. Pointer is back to receive. That's a good snap. And another fine punt. Not far, but hang time of a week. Backs up, takes a Decatur bounce to the 28. And Decatur will try it again. First down and 10 with 2:41 remaining in the first half.
So now the Decatur offense back on the attack now. Been chewing up the yardage with the running game. Let's go back to David Lamb. David, what have you got for us?
Antonio Langford coming off the field that time, the quarter of the night, told Coach Rivers, hey, I should have had that one, no doubt about it, right in his hands. But like you said, fellas, it's a slick ball out there. The field is still just a little wet. Let's go back upstairs.
Holmes pitches to Pointer near side, wrapped up on a good open field tackle by Greg Evans.
Right. Greg Evans making the open field tackle for the Austin defense. Now a gain of 2 yards, and that's what Austin wants on first down, not to give them too much yardage, to keep Decatur backed up to where they have to do something they don't like to do, and that's throw the football. Got to stop that running game. That's awful tough to do against those red jerseys.
1:59, clock runs in the first half. 21-7 Decatur. Back to throw is Holmes. Looks deep, sprints it across the middle, wide open. It's King. He's got the catch and down to the 34-yard line.
Jeremy Bound on the tackle. Decatur doesn't throw the ball too often, but when they do, they try to break the big play. And Greg King making the catch over the middle.
That's 2 biggies for King. Nice lay pass, and he just is gone. Free safety comes up, makes the pop, saves the touchdown. That's why you call him a free safety.
That's right. We've noticed the past couple of games, Decatur has been working on the passing game.
90 seconds left in a half. Near side.
Well, that was a big hit. Oh, man.
He's going to know he got hit in the morning, isn't he?
You better believe it. Sean Reed, one of those applying the headgear. He's letting him know it, too.
And you know that great Looney Tunes sound, that's how you got to sound when you get up from one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Minute left in the second. I go downtown. But then again, that's just me. I like the home run pass. Holmes back to throw it. Looks, throws across the middle. Oh, wide open, but dropping the football was Ty Kennerly. 3rd down now and 7. 47 seconds. Quick pop to Pointer. He'll get up close to that first down. He's at about the 24. I think he may have it. They're going to call timeout and check it. I think he got it.
Greg Evans pulling him down. Of course, the question is, was it too late?
We're going to check there. I would imagine they're going to pull the chains. They are. The officials will pull the chains. Now with 36 seconds, you've got 4 pops at the end zone if it's a first down.
That's right.
And I like the play to King. I do not know if they have the shuffle pass in their inventory from the slot, but that's almost what they did on the inside handoff.
Right. And broke him loose and broke him out quick.
Misdirection is a perfect call if you're not going to throw the football.
We mentioned earlier, running from that split back formation, they really try to run quick plays.
First down.
1st and 10.
Holmes pumps once. Oh, he's nearly pulled down. Stumbles, flags everywhere. Probably they're going to be a face guard. Holmes was held by the back of his hat, and that may be what the flags were because they came in just monumentally. And that would be the 3rd time in 2 series. That is the call. That would be the 3rd time in 2 series. Austin has given up the biggie.
Another break for the Decatur Red Raiders as they try to punch it in here. And that would really be tough on the Black Bears, too, if they score a touchdown here with this much time left in the first half.
No, march him down inside the 15 to the 13, I believe. To the 13 with 20 seconds remaining.
Decatur fans on their feet.
Holmes back, tries to throw the fade, flag on the play, going to sprint to the near side, throws incomplete to the end zone. We're going to, I think, have a hold at the line of scrimmage.
Jeremy Holmes just throwing it away back there, and he backed up, and he almost stumbled over Greg King's foot, but then got his footing, and then as you saw, the flags come out, and now we're going to see what the penalty is going to be.
Illegal procedure called on the offense. Back him up 5.
And you want to know about a field goal kicker.
I'd love to.
Right. The field goal kicker, Joey Evans for the Decatur Red Raiders, hasn't kicked that many field goals this year, a couple. The longest from 42 yards, and he's in there right now, Gus. Joey Evans in to attempt a field goal here at the end of the first half.
9 ticks on the clock, 21-7.
Joey Evans in to attempt the field goal.
And I think Decatur's going to discuss it. They will discuss it. We'll hold it right here as Decatur gets ready.
Joey Evans, 2 of 3 in field goals, a 42-yarder. He also kicked a 19-yarder earlier in the year. So he can kick it, but Gus, really, you think about it, they haven't had to kick that many field goals this year.
David Lamb, do you think there's any conversation other than kick it?
Don't believe so, Gus. Right here, just also explanation on the call, the illegal procedure. The left end was in the backfield. That was what the illegal procedure call was. They're huddling and talking about it right now. You never know with the 21-7 lead. Let's go back up to you guys.
I promise you, he wasn't asking them about illegal procedure.
Right? He's still fussing about that call, huh?
David Lamb will get Steve Rivers going into the halftime locker room. It'll be 34 yards out of the hold of Holmes. The spot. Oh, it is blocked on the double clutch, ball loose on the ground. And the ball goes out of bounds with 1 second remaining. Blocking the kick for the Austin was Brandon Cork. 1 second left.
And that was big for the Austin Black Bears.
Well,
they really needed to play like that.
Holmes could not get his hands on it. The kicker was forced to double clutch, and when he did, that's what you get.
And the Austin Black Bear fans feel much, much better about the situation now. Down 21-7. That's the way it's probably going to stay as they go into the halftime locker room. And Austin now can hold their heads high going to the locker room after that big play.
I don't know if high schools practice and play the hook and ladder, which is throw it, catch it, and hand it to a man behind you. But that's about the only play that works anymore in this situation.
Discussing things on the Decatur sideline. Here come the Austin Black Bears with 1 play left to go. Let's see what Bo Eubanks does here.
He may go on a knee.
That'd be the thing I'd do.
They're going to send trips to the right. And back to throw is Eubanks. Throws the long bomb to Siemens. Looked like a little interference. No call, and that is the end of the first half. Let's quickly go down to David Lamb. David, go ahead.
All right, Coach Rivers, first of all, what about the call there?
Well, I thought it should have been our ball down there close, but the referee says it's a judgment call. If it's a judgment call, it's his call to make. So.
21-7 lead. You got to feel good.
I feel great. Yeah, shouldn't have given him that first one. We got to come back out playing hard.
All right, Gus and Jeff.
I'll tell you what. You got to like that. He's already forgotten it, or so it seems. 21-7 at the half. Ready to begin the second half. A sold out Ogle Stadium in Decatur against the wind. The low line drive kick taken by the up man, Kanji Mason. Third time he's brought up a kick today, and he gets bounced to the 26.
Decatur, good special teams coverage by the Decatur Red Raiders down there at the 26-yard line is where Austin is going to be starting the second half. And they got to come out, and they got to throw the football a lot better than they did the first half. Actually, catching the football, I should say. They had 3 passes that were catchable and just dropped. And they've got to execute in the passing game if they're going to make a comeback and win this football game.
Austin with the win. Bo Eubanks remains at quarterback. On the delay left side, Boss is met in the backfield, wrapped up and pulled down by Azrael Stovall.
Stovall, the leader on this defense, the chief headhunter, if you will, and he got back there in a hurry and made the stop.
The big Raider.
The big Red Raider.
Second down, 15.
And that really makes it tough to lose that much yardage on a first down play, and now Austin in a hole after only the first play of the second half.
Boss slot left, Palmer. Lone set back. Fake. Eubanks to throw. Across the middle, wide open. His ball's intercepted underneath and coming back to the near side with a football.
Ty Kennerly.
Is Kennerly to the 38-yard line.
Gus, that is Ty Kennerly's 7th interception of the season. He is the leader back there in the secondary, making a great play.
It's awfully early in this football game. I'm not sure if that play may not be the deciding play of the evening.
Looks like Eubanks threw it off his back foot there, and Kennerly stepping in there to make the play.
Stevens is split to the far side. To the near side is Ratliff. Pitches back to Pointer. Right side, Pointer gets drugged from behind, but goes forward to the 33.
Sean Reed, big defensive end for the Austin Black Bears, making the stop, pulling down Pointer. The one thing about these Decatur running backs, they're small. That's why a lot of major colleges are looking at them, because they're small, but they got strong leg power, and it's hard to pull those guys down.
Yeah, but would you rather play at a major college? Now, granted, you get to play in front of 50,000 people and say be 2-3, or would you rather go to UNA in a small college and be number 1 in the country?
Maybe win the national championship. Sure. UNA is really looking at those guys.
Slot right is King. Give is to Pointer. Pointer get met at the point of attack to the 31. It'll be a gain of 3 before Jason Palmer can make the stop. And even though these are 6A schools, most of these good players play both ways.
Right, they sure do. As we mentioned a while ago, Langford and Pointer both playing in the defensive secondary. So these are great athletes here on both of these teams. Both of these teams have a lot of good athletes.
The plays are coming in from the Decatur sideline, you may have noticed, are coming in from the split ends. Slot again is King. Used him for a touchdown in the situation earlier. Pitches back to Langford. Whoa, nice defensive stand by Greg Evans. That'll be a loss of 3 back to the 35. It'll be third.
Greg Evans, a junior on this Austin team. So they'll be counting on him, to lead this team next year.
It's 4th down. Let's go to David Lamb.
Do it. All right, fellas, just got an attendance figure. The crowd here close to 12,000, they say. There's folks just standing all over the place, and so far, one heck of a ball game. Austin is not giving up. You can check out the crowd. Great night for football. Let's go back upstairs.
Bundle of folk. Evans, who is also the place kicker, the punter. I'm sure he'll try to get a coffin corner on this one. Well, he gets a good one. Oh, my! fall on it. Wait a minute, I think he was in the end zone. No, they're going to ball it dead on the 1-yard line. What a phenomenal play by Johnny Good.
Great coverage down there on the punt. Joey, of course, you don't know how this football is going to bounce, and that was a great bounce for Decatur.
I thought he was laying in the end zone. Let's take a look at it, see where his body is. Look at this coverage. There he comes. There's Good. Well, maybe not. Maybe not.
Went in the end zone and came back in and got the football.
I wouldn't want to be Austin. Eubanks, triple set backfield. Second man through, Voss. Oh, boy, he's got a bunch. Oh, to the 20.
Number 25 on the tackle for the Red Raiders, Marcus Williams, back there. Marcus Williams making the tackle and dragging Brandon Voss down. This guy's strong.
This one's a yee-haw, right?
Get on him, man.
Get on him, little dog.
Yee-haw. Voss almost dropping the football there. Hang on tight to that thing.
Austin Partisans, far sideline. They are standing deep here at Ogle Stadium. 7:47 clock runs third. 21-7 Decatur.
Big play getting them out of that hole.
I formation, Palmer leading Ross. Slot left. Here's Cordonis. Quick pop across the middle. Wide open is Brown. Underneath, makes the catch, has the first down for 13. But there's a flag on the play. Might be interference. Might be a little push.
Brian Goodman making the tackle for the Decatur Red Raiders. Quick pop pass, letting Smith take advantage of his speed, or letting Brown take advantage of his speed. There's the flag there.
Well, that's an ineligible downfield. So one of the linemen released, not knowing that it was going to be a quick slant.
Yeah, that's a tough penalty for the Austin Black Bears.
That's going back a bundle, too, to a 15-yard line.
Now, that's loss of down, is it not?
Well, let's see.
It'll be first down.
Well, the loss was 5 from the point, but it was a big loss after the catch. Eubanks again with the eye of Palmer and Voss. In motion goes Cordonis. Give to the fullback. No, quarterback down the line, keeps it himself, turns it up. Big defensive stand by the Red Raiders.
Number 56, Mike Guys. Making the play and wrap it up. And, boy, once he wrapped up on him, Gus, he wasn't letting him go anywhere, was he? Pushing him back. These Decatur defensive players are, not only they've got size, they've got speed, but, boy, they are strong. I mean, they've been working out in the weight room, and they've got a lot of strength.
For folks that have not seen two phenomenal weight rooms, they need this high school is better equipped than most colleges. Second 15. Eubanks, quick pop, knocked down at the line of scrimmage. That was knocked down by Brian Goodman.
Goodman with the hands, jumping up there and knocking down the pass. All right, now third down and a long way to go for the Austin Black Bears.
They must broach the 30 to about the 30.5 for the first down.
Again, we mentioned at the start of the second half, they've got to throw and catch the football better. And, they got to do it to make the first down here.
Long snap count by Eubanks. Sprints right, sets in the pocket on the end around to Voss. But Voss is, he gets out of the tackle. You used to be able to say that's a tearaway jersey. They do not have those any longer. Quentin Hill, the big man.
Quentin Hill back there. Zevon Garth also assisting on the stop for the Decatur Red Raiders.
And Quentin Hill is a big man.
Very big.
Third and 13.
5'10", 276 pounds big.
He's a man after my own sandwich. Siemens to punt with a gale of 20. Boy, that sends Pointer back about 50.
Should get a good one here.
He should, if he doesn't shank it. Well, not a very good kick, but a hang time for, well, I say that. It was wobbly out of bounds at the 35. So that's a kick of 10, 20, 30, 40 yards. Pretty good addition.
Very good. Very good. Adding on your feet.
And I had shoes on. Decatur goes on offense, leading by 14. 5:37 left in the third. Gus Herter, Jeff Spiegel, David Lamb perusing the sidelines tonight. What a place to be in the middle of that action.
Oh, man.
Here side to Pointer. Pointer sprints, has a gap, tries to turn it outside, slips to the 42. Pick up a 7. He was going a bunch, too.
Losing his footing there. There's a flag. Flag down on the play.
At that point, it's two things, personal foul or face guarding.
Decatur players are clapping.
That very well would be the third
Face mask on the Black Bears. Yes, indeed.
And that's the big one. Across midfield, probably go to the 42. Now they're going to the 43 and a half.
Gus, the thing about penalties, you're going to have penalties in the ball game, but Austin has had some big penalties. I think that's the fifth 15-yarder they've had tonight.
Fifth major. Langford and Pointer in the backfield again to Langford. Right side, pops, still on his feet to the 40 for a pickup of 4.
Byron Sykes tripping him up there at the line, but Langford, of course, as you said, leaning forward to make a 4-yard gain. Antonio Langford, Willie Porter, what a job they've done this year. 1,500 rushing yards between them. They've accounted for 19 touchdowns for the Decatur Red Raiders. And remember the awful start they got off to in this game?
Yes.
Dropping the football twice. Since then, they haven't made a mistake.
Stevenson split to the near. Stevens split to the wide to Langford. Going to pick up about a buck.
Jason Garner.
Yep.
And on the stop for the Austin Black Bears.
It'll be 3rd and 5.
But they're hanging on to that football, executing on offense, and that's been the key so far. And their speed. They've got great speed.
Gator Band coming up to have a seat. Nice halftime show. Phantom of the Opera.
Put on a terrific show.
Sure did. Austin, wonderful as usual. 3rd and 5. For Decatur into the breeze. 4:10 clock runs. Slot is King. They like to go to King, but they won't. Pitches outside to Langford. Slips 1, slips 2, but can't slip the 3rd to the line of scrimmage. And I just don't think. Well, I was going to say I don't think they would not want to punt, but they may not punt. Now the punting unit on.
The key back there, Gus.
Rivers
Byron
talked
Sykes.
about it, though.
Oh, yeah. Byron Sykes came in and disrupted that play, really threw it off, and messed up Langford's rhythm, and that had that play going bad from the very beginning.
We'll see one more time if Johnny Good can do it. Remember last time Evans kicked it down dead? Well, he's a little further now. Ball on the ground. It's a live ball. Evans kicks the ball line drive, and it's Super Gooch over top of it again. Oh, and he's down on the 2.
What a kick. Joey, yeah, that's like a line drive in baseball. Base hit center field.
That's a double. That's no base hit.
I'm surprised it didn't hit the top of one of the players' helmets. It was going so low to the ground.
That's one where you're afraid you're going to kick the center in the bottom.
Really, got the job done, though.
That's 2 times that they punted them dead. And you're on your own 2. You're in big trouble. But last time it was Boss steamrolling out of the end zone. Deep. The gives to Paul. Boom, he's met at the line of scrimmage.
Number 62, Gus, coming in there, and that would be John Crater. Making the big play there. And Austin already on the verge of doing something that only one other team has done. Well, actually, they have 40 rushing yards in the first half, so they're a long way from that 100-yard mark. But as we told you earlier, only one team has gained 100 rushing yards on this Decatur defense.
OU Banks brings his team out, 2nd and 10 at their own 2 deep. Pitch is back to Boss, comes out of his end zone to the 5. Balls forward to the 9. Nice pickup. I am impressed with the 4 feature backs tonight. We talked about them we showed them in the beginning of the show, and for good reason.
Now, Brandon Boss is he's a big time player for the Austin Black Bears. 831 yards so far. Big guy, weighs over 200 pounds. He's got enough speed, to get around you, but he's got the power. He'll just run right over you if he has a chance.
3rd and 3. Major possession down for Austin. Stacked backfield to throw is Eubanks. Deep, long downfield to Cordonis. Makes the catch. I'm sorry, that was Gaelic. And out of bounds at the 40.
Big play, Bo Eubanks hitting Heath Gallick, and that was a big time. And again, connecting on the passing game, that's going to be the key. They're going to have to convert in the passing game, and a great play there from Eubanks to Gallick. Now they got some breathing room here.
1:39, clock running in the third. Now back to the normal offensive set, slot right, tight end left. Palmer, the lone set back to Palmer. Left side, he tries to pull out of the tackle and leans forward for 2 to the 41.5.
That looked like Greg King up there trying to take him down. Hard to run on this team because we said they put 8 guys up on the line of scrimmage there, and they just dare you to run the football, and not a lot of teams have had success doing it.
Decatur runs a defense most folks don't put at you. They're running a 4-4, which means, as you said, when you gap it, that's 8 men on the line of scrimmage. Most time, high schools always run a 5-3 or a base 50. Slot right is Voss. Back to throw as Eubanks sprints. Looks on the crossing pattern underneath to Voss, and it could have gone either way. It was neither nearly intercepted, nearly caught, but it wasn't going to go for much.
Coming in there, I thought it was Greg King who made the kick there for the Decatur Red Raiders. Making a good
had
play.
A great night, hasn't he?
He sure has. Good night offensively and defensively.
50 seconds left in the third. 21-7. Decatur leads Austin. Hope you're enjoying our 31 Sports final regular season telecast. December the 12th will bring you state championship action. Back to throw as Eubanks looks deep, long, slants it across, and nearly caught by Cordonis, but drops the football. And that was just some great defensive coverage by Ty Kennerly.
Ty Kennerly putting his hand in there and just tipping it enough to take away the concentration by Cordonis. Take a look at the replay here. Eubanks throwing a good football. Throws it over the middle.
Just kind of just got it on the tips. Siemens with a win. Pointer back. Oh, what a lovely snap. And a rocket that turns over. Pointer says, no, thank you, and it's in the end zone, 60 yards on the punt.
The Decatur Red Raiders lead Austin 21-7. Just saw the 60-yard punt there by Shane Siemens, and that does his punting average quite a bit. He was averaging 35 yards.
Yeah, that brought it up a ton. Holmes on the inside give. Looked like that went to Langford, didn't it?
Jason Palmer standing him up there after a short gain.
Boy, on those delay traps, it is sometimes tough to see who's got the football down low. Hey, David, how's the momentum down there on the sidelines?
Just on the Austin sideline, Dyer Carlisle thinks he's calling the right plays, making the right calls. That one was on the money. If you take back some of these passes that have been dropped, this is a whole new ball game. Austin, they feel they've got to start completing those. In this fourth quarter, we'll see if they can do it. Let's go back up to you guys.
At the end of 3, 21-7, Decatur leads Austin back to Ogle Stadium in 1 minute.
Everybody wants to play every play of this game.
Holmes brings his team out. Langford and Pointer to Pointer. Boy, he's a slippery runner to the 35.
Oh, he is. He sure is. Hanging on to him there was Trent Burney for the Austin Black Bears.
I was just marveling at how much Austin looks like the Georgia Bulldogs.
They do.
Playing about as well. I'd have to take all.
Decatur,
I'm sorry.
Decatur.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We just have a few Bulldog fans in the booth with us.
You bet.
Inside to Langford, rather.
Well, there's Jason Palmer coming in, rested one play, and came back out and made the stop.
Langford on the carry. Palmer, number 44.
I saw Palmer play earlier in the year in Huntsville. They were playing Butler. And Palmer made 11 tackles that night. It was just everywhere on the field. They just, Butler didn't have anybody that could block him.
Send in fresh wide receivers. Does Steve Rivers. Kirk Stevens will split far left. Near side is Chad Ratliff. Split backs. Give to Pointer. Picks up 3 to the 42, and you feel like every time any of the 4 backs on the field get the football, we're looking for big plays.
Oh, yeah, you bet. And the Austin defense, I mean, here we are in the 4th quarter, and Decatur's had the ball quite a while, and, you know, they're getting tired. They're getting tired right now, and that's when an offense can tend to break one against the defense when they're tired.
3rd down and 3. Decatur at their own 42, across the 45 for a first down, leading by 14 with 10 minutes remaining in the game. Oh, and a big sack in the backfield. Langford was pulled down underneath.
Jason Palmer.
You betcha.
Jason Palmer on the stop, breaking through there and making the play. Boy, that's a big-time play by a great defensive player.
So Joey Evans will come on to punt with the win. Here you go.
Getting through there, making the hit, Jason Palmer.
Got to get a little maintenance on that tape machine, don't we? Evans to punt. Not a good one, but it'll probably take a good bounce. It does. Every punt tonight is taking a great bounce. Out of bounds at the 25 with 9:16 remaining in the 3rd. I would think we're down to crunch. Austin's got to pop it this time.
They really do. They really do. They've got to put the football in the air now. 9 minutes left to go. They need 2 scores to tie.
But the problem is when you're going into a straight northerly wind of 15, your passes, if they're not thrown crisply, tend to float. Eubanks runs the option down the line, looks, pitches back, and it's over the head of Voss. He'll fall on it for a loss of 5.
Guess he did a good job hanging on to that football. It was not a good pitch by Eubanks, and he bobbled it, and Brandon was able to hang on to the football, and it's a good thing.
I see all our little white footballs being thrown around over there. I guess they got tossed in the stands.
Wonder if they would get one up here. We're pretty high up. We can get as many as we want, right?
Yeah, so we say. 2nd and 15. Eubanks trying to throw the quick hitch. He throws it outside to Carlos Brown. Brown has it. He slips one tackle forward to the 24, back to the original, or pretty close to the original line. He's going to be a yard short.
Greg King making the play there, making the open field tackle for the Decatur defense.
But the play was conceived correctly. That was the correct kind of play to pull, and Decatur, well-coached defensive football team.
Austin doing a good job throwing the ball out there, trying to take advantage of their speed at wide receiver.
Little misdirection by the quarterback usually will pull your defensive players and suck them in.
Hey, Wiley!
Okay, Wiley, whoever you are, pay attention. Eubanks, straight drop to throw, under pressure. Let's go, and it looked like Gallick was supposed to turn it in, turn it out, and we down hard goes Eubanks.
Z. Von Garth just hammered him. Just hammered him, Gus. Right after he released that football and put Eubanks down on the ground.
All right, fellas, an injury update on Bo Eubanks just over there. Once again, sort of an instant replay here. The wind knocked out of him. Some hard licks been blown out there, been thrown out there, but he's going to be back on the next series as soon as Austin can get this ball back. Let's go back upstairs.
Thank you very much, David.
Go to him in stereo.
Yeah.
Always nice. So for one of the few times tonight, Decatur commits the tough penalty. And again, we thank you for joining us here. This is a great place to watch a football game. Old stadium here at Decatur, Ogle Stadium, but a beautiful stadium.
Oh, yeah. You bet. We've had a great time.
Big stop planted on Greg King. And before we forget, I want to thank Dyer Carlisle and Steve Rivers for graciously hosting us this week, because when you do a TV game, most of you folks know that you put extra pressure on the coaches by asking for interviews and different things. So we thank them very kindly for allowing us to visit with them. Hey, some nice fans there with a 31. We thank you for recognizing us and allowing us to come over here and enjoy it with you. 6:18 remaining in the game. Decatur so far with this one in hand, 21-7. It'll be 3rd down and about 20 at their own 47-yard line.
Austin defense got to get that football back to have a chance. They didn't need a stop here.
Feature backs are in to Pointer. He slides across the 50, to the Austin 48. We'll punt them.
Again, tripping him up on the play was Jason Palmer on the stop there. Boy, great crowd, and doesn't look like that many people have left, Gus.
Now, there's a few heading for the exits, but there's still, the vast majority are still here.
What did they say, 12,000?
That was their
estimated attendance. That's terrific.
Oh, it's wonderful. Evans to punt with a win. Good snap. Rush is on. Gets away a low line driver to Voss. Oh, he doesn't touch it, and it's going to roll into the end zone for 42 yards, and Decatur will take over. I'm sorry, Austin will take over. First down and 10.
I'll tell you what, Gus, no matter what happens tonight, it does look like Decatur is going to win this football game. You got to give a lot of credit to Dyer Carlisle and the job he's done with the Austin Black Bears this year. Looks like they're going to be, barring a comeback here, 9-1. And as he told you earlier this week, hey, 9-1 is great for us. I mean, we'd love to win the football game, but 9-1 is a terrific year.
High formation. Now we got everybody in motion. You can't do that in high school football. There's the flag. This play's not going to count, so I'm not going to get real excited. You can't have 89. This isn't Canadian League. Good deception, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Gus Carlisle had a whale of a job coming into this situation here in Austin back in '89 when he was following a coaching legend, Tom Calvin, who coached at Austin High School. And first couple of years, he had a rough time. A lot of pressure on him. And he came from a college system. He was an assistant coach at Jack State, Southern Miss. And here's Azrael Stovall, the leader on this Decatur defense. And I'll tell you one thing about this guy, Gus. This guy is a brilliant student. A grade point average around the 3.5 range. He was a representative at Boise State for Decatur High School. Not only a great football player, but an outstanding student, too.
Oh, hey, here come the footballs.
Here come the football.
Yeah. What if we could get one? Quick give to Palmer. He fires forward. Going to pick up about 8 to the 25.
We were talking about Dyer Carlisle a while ago. He had spent more than a decade as an assistant at Jack State, Southern Miss, and Mississippi State. He felt like when he came in here that he tried to put too much on these kids and tried to make things too complicated. He simplified everything offensively and defensively, and he's gotten some great results. What he wants to do is get his program on the same level as the Hartsells, the Athens, and the Decaturs, and this year is a big step toward doing that.
Single setback slot left. Eubanks to throw. Throws deep underneath. Oh, very nearly intercepted underneath.
Tipped by number 25, Marcus Williams back there. And Marcus Williams, just a sophomore. I tell you, there's a lot of talented players and some guys waiting in the wings to come up and take a lot of these seniors' places on both of these ball clubs.
I wonder if I get to go to the dentist tomorrow.
Did you lose the filling there?
Got so excited a filling popped out. When you get old. Eubanks again in an I formation. Twins to the right side. Little spin move, tries to throw it out. Oh, he does, and a nice catch by Voss. Voss still on his feet. Voss goes almost for the first down. Ultimately, he's only going to pick up 3 or 4, but athletic ability.
I'll tell you what, Gus, he is just brilliant. I mean, he makes a fingertip grab right there and then saves it. Take a look at this play. Eubanks, they bump into each other. How does he hang on to that football?
I don't know how he threw the football.
And then he makes some yardage out of it.
Just a wonderful, wonderful play. We've got a player a little bit shaken up on this one. I think it's, I'm not sure who that is. We'll find out in just a moment with 4:09. You think that's a cramp?
It looks like one. I think that's Greg King, is it not?
Is that a 7?
Hard to tell.
Got to bring field glasses. Think I could write off a nice pair of hunting field glasses on the budget?
Sure. This Decatur defense has done the job tonight. In the first half, they gave up a touchdown. But do you know that that is only the 14th. They've only given up 14 points in the first half all year long. First game of the season against Athens. Last game of the regular season against Austin.
Yeah, that was Greg King. Looked like a little muscle spasm in the right calf. Oh, now here you are with the interesting set. Twins left, slot left. For Eubanks. Prince left. Sets up, throws back across the green. Nice catch underneath for the first down. John Cordonis with the catch right there over the middle. Well, the Austin fans, you see several people getting excited there in the stands. 3:53 to go, though. Austin's got to score quick here and then kick the onside kick and then try to punch it in again. And Bo Eubanks has hit on 63% of his passes this year. He can throw the football if those guys out there can catch it. In motion is Voss to the near side, setting up for the slant. Across the middle, wide open again. Across the middle is Gaelic. He drops the football.
Oh, no.
Let's see what they say. Ground can't cause a fumble. It cannot. It'll be a gain of 17 to the 37.
They found something there, Gus. They found an opening over the middle there.
They're running a little waggle.
Heath Gallick making the play right there. Bo can throw the football. You know, they can execute on the passes here. They're back in this football game.
We had even talked today at shop about overtime situation or what they may do. Eubanks eye again. Tosses back to Voss on the end around.
Greg Good.
What a nice play.
A sophomore, Gus.
A pickup of 15 to the 20.
Making a big-time play in this one. Remember earlier, Voss kept it on the reverse and scored on the touchdown. This time they give it to the young sophomore, and he makes a big play out of it.
There are a lot of good players named Good, aren't there?
Oh, you bet. There's another one.
Austin threatens at the 20 in the red zone. Eubanks sends Voss slot left, Twins to the left, to Palmer, straight ahead. Oh, that's not Palmer at all. That's Jones to the 15.
Jones with a leg drive, picking up some yardage right there. And there's a penalty flag. Something going on there, and a Decatur player is shaking his head. Looks like
that's a little language, I'll bet you.
Zevon Garth highly upset with himself.
That's a little language, and that's going to go against Decatur, and that's not what Steve Rivers wants to see.
And he's...
So that'll move. Austin should move them down to the 7 if they go half the distance.
They do.
To the 7.
7-yard line. Look out.
All right, we could have a rumble.
It's been one. I tell you, it's been an exciting game.
Boy, Decatur wholesale substituting. If I'm Eubanks, I quickety up there and run a play. You betcha. Decatur trying to get a timeout called, could not. Eubanks, second man through. Voss spins, stacked up at the 6-yard line.
Couldn't even tell who was on that tackle. Boy, there was a bunch of Decatur folks in there on that stop. Coming off the bottom of the pile, looks like number 58 for the Decatur Red Raiders, and that would be Chuck Smithson.
2:08. Clock runs. Final period. Decatur leads Austin 21-7. Eubanks walks his team up. Eye is Palmer leading Voss. Slot left. There goes Voss in motion. Eubanks across the middle. It's almost intercepted in the end zone.
Antonio Langford, almost making the pick. In and out of his hands, it appeared.
Third down. And goal.
If there's a good thing about that, it stopped the clock. Now the clock is stopped. They've got to get a score quick. Got to get a score quick here. And now Decatur calling the timeout. Ezra Stovall calls the timeout for the Red Raiders.
21-7, 1:42 remaining. We'll be back to Ogle Stadium right after this. Austin knocking on the door. Voss going to throw into the end zone. Oh, it's dropped underneath by Gallick. but it was tipped on the way in.
Ran the old halfback pass, and it was tipped.
Go for it on 4th and goal. A field goal doesn't get you anything, and Austin will take timeout. This, once again, has been an exciting regular football season. Several football teams in the area still unbeaten, and when you get to week 10, that's very surprising.
Yeah, you better believe it. Both of these teams have done a terrific job to get there this far. There's Coach Steve Rivers going for win number 100 of his career, and he would join Coach Earl Webb, who also won 100 victories here at Decatur from 1967 to 1980. And Shorty Ogle, of course, a legend in these parts, 209 wins.
Yeah.
Coach from 1933 to 1963.
So Steve only has to win 109 more games to get his name on the stadium.
That's right. Another 10 or 11 years. He could do that.
That's right.
It could be Rivers Ogle Stadium, like you said earlier.
Could be.
You know, he talks about, I heard him talking earlier this week about Coach Ogle. There's some guys who, little makeup on there.
Here we go. Crowd on the feet. 4th and goal for Austin. Eubanks sets, pumps, throws back of the end zone.
Oh.
Over the outstretched arms of Heath Gallick. And boy, Eubanks was planted.
That's a big heat put on there by the Decatur defense. Zevon Garth coming up the middle, making a big hit on Bo Eubanks. Making him throw it earlier than he wanted to.
Well, I would expect a couple of halfback gives or even a go down on the knee. But we're getting close.
That about wraps it up for Decatur.
I haven't seen him go for the Gatorade yet. Have you?
No, I haven't.
Near side goes Langford and out of bounds. But I see it ready down here on the table. Do you see the Gatorade?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's ready. I imagine he'll be getting a dumping. A little chilly out there, too. That Gatorade will be cold on the...
That'll wake you up, won't it?
On the old back. Oh, yeah. But the Decatur Red Raiders, of course, going on to the first round of the playoffs. And I tell you guys, I give them a good shot. I mean, I give them a real good shot to go all the way to the state championship game, where they'll, of course, probably play Lee Montgomery if they get that far.
Outside goes Pointer. Drops the football. And Decatur recovers.
Decatur falling on the football.
For a first down.
There we go.
There it is.
There we go.
We're zeroed in on it.
Getting it ready.
We got to get Rob down there so Rob can get messy, too. Oh, wait, this is good. This will be the Gatorade cam.
Number 76, Charles Ashwander.
Oh, boy.
One of the sophomores on this
Here comes
group.
Gatorade
Carry the
cam.
bucket. Yeah, they're sneaking up there, but we see you.
Two
We
plays.
see you up here.
2 plays. It's going to be the old proverbial, that won't even be proverbial to it. It'll be a bath. There are more players kind of shielding there. We got to delay a game, I think.
Keeping that clock running down, and there you go. There's Charles.
Up here in the stands, the fans are holding up their 100 placards. All the fans in the stands ready to celebrate with Steve Rivers. What a nice gesture.
That's a great, and I tell you what, Steve would be the first one to give credit, of course, to his coaching staff. And one of the guys on the coaching staff, Mike Ward, who went through his first year as assistant principal this year. He is leaving the staff, Gus, after 15 years on the Decatur coaching staff. And Steve would give him a lot of credit, I'm sure, as well as the rest of the coaching staff.
All right, got another penalty. Well, I don't know if we've had
What's the commotion down there? Must be a camera on.
They all holding their 100 sign up.
Yeah.
For the perfect season. Isn't that something?
Oh, yeah.
Poor one cop down there by the gate door. I haven't seen him tear a goalpost down on a high school level in a long time.
Boy, that'd be a chore. They'll be running out on the field after this one, a 10-0 season.
We still have our Gatorade cam on.
I think we do. It's down there somewhere.
I'm hoping Rob Ballard gets in there real tight and takes a little drink himself. Still first down. Little anticlimactic here, don't you think?
Yeah, I tell you, looking back on the
That may
game.
do it. See if they're going to sneak their way up through the crowd with a Gatorade bucket. Are they sneaking up? Oh, Austin takes the time.
Coach Steve Rivers still into it. I mean, a coach never thinks the game is won until the last horn. In a couple, 3 weeks, I'm not sure what the brackets are, but these two teams could meet again in the state playoffs. Wouldn't that be something?
Ooh,
another big crowd here.
it's like the Gunnersville-Albertville game. Play tonight as we're taping this, and then play again next week.
That's right. So this may not be the last Austin-Decatur matchup of the year.
You know, Steve Rivers is doing nothing but watching his back at this moment.
I don't think he's going to be able to avoid this one.
Jeremy goes in. And a fumble down at the 5. Fumble at the 5-yard line with 25 seconds remaining in the game.
I'm not sure who came up with that football, but it's a big break for the Black Bears.
That was a straight quarterback dive, too.
Oh, man.
Well, here comes Austin now. As anticlimactic as it was, this is fun. 15 seconds. Eubanks throws the fade to the corner. Tipped by Langford.
Great play there by Antonio. Don't think it would have been completed had he caught the ball anyway, because he would have been out of bounds, but still pretty good pass break up there by Antonio Langford.
I got a hunch we're going to see a bunch of students pour on this field, and the poor Decatur City cop can't do anything about it.
They had extra security for tonight, too, and I tell you, there's going to be a mad rush onto the field. You're right.
21-7 with 10 seconds remaining. Eubanks, slot left, slot right, to throw. Throws across the middle. It's tipped, nearly caught in the end zone. 4 seconds left.
Heath Gallick almost catching that one. There's some of the students going onto the field before the buzzer goes off. Hold on, guys.
But you know what I like?
4 seconds.
It's the restraint.
Yeah.
They run all the way out there and put her in reverse.
Look at the clock.
Backed it on, back down. That's a good deal.
And then run back.
I'm proud of them.
Yeah, you never see that on the pro level, do you? They just run around the field until security catches up to them.
Last play of the game. Eubanks throws for the end zone. It is dropped, and Steve Rivers wins his 100th game as Decatur wins 21-7.
Did they get him?
No.
He
They'll get him now, though.
They may have spent all their Gatorade, though.
Boy, a mob scene on the 25-yard line. A capacity crowd at Ogle Stadium witnesses a perfect season for the Decatur Red Raiders, 10-0.